Everybody, welcome back to the Manny and Sean Experience Podcast, episode 90. Can you believe it?
No.
Today we have a special guest on our podcast coming all the way from Providence, Rhode Island. We have Romeo Red
Martinez.
Martinez. And he has a debut EP album out right now called Rojito. What is that? Red in Spanish. And he has got his new single that's streaming now called Sazon, seasoning again for my non-Spanish speaking folks. And we are excited to have him here. We're going to have a little fun. We're going to ask him all about his music. Check out his music video, and we'll meet you on the other side.
Red's a monster, the wit level on Bianca. You will get ripped apart with no shadow of a doubt. Please don't call it cockiness for calling out the sloppiness. I like my flows, not whack. The rhymes I hear are so...
Hey everyone, welcome back. We are now in the mix with our special guest, Red Martinez. Say hello to everyone.
Hey y'all, happy Saturday.
Like, what day of the week is it?
I know.
I get it. I get my days mixed up all the time. I'm just like, what day is it? So if you could, please tell our listeners a little about yourself.
Let's see. Well, my name is Red Martinez. I am a queer rapper from Providence, Rhode Island. I just put out a project called Rojito and a music video called Sazon. And I like empanadas. I don't party with capital. I have a RuPaul shrine in my house.
Okay.
I saw that you went to, I think, DragCon, and she hugged you. Epic.
Yeah. So full story. Back in the day, during the MySpace era, before Ru even came out on Drag Race, I used to like message her because I like got into a deep depth about her music, and I like became obsessed. I lived for her. Like it was everything. And she used to write back to me on MySpace, and it was just nice, like pre-Drag Race. You know? So throughout the years, I always stand Mama Ru. So one day on Twitter, she said something, made a post, and hinted that her drag name was supposed to be Bianca Jenkins. And I commented on it, and I was like, "Oh, that's supposed to be your drag name, right?" And she followed me. And then, and she would reply to a couple of my tweets, and it was really nice. And then at DragCon, anytime she had a meet and greet, I went, and she remembered me during my MySpace days when I had the long red hair.
Oh.
So that time where y'all saw the video, I was in New York. She did like a special meet and greet, and I tweeted that I was going there from Rhode Island, about a 4-hour drive, at like 4 in the morning. Mind you, this is when I was pinching pennies. So I went in one of those Spanish vans where there's like 20 of us in a car. I was there with my smile, my RuPaul merch, and I was ready. And I went in that line, and that bitch pointed at me, gave me a hug in front of everybody.
I saw that.
My favorite thing about the whole story was at DragCon one year. I also have a video. I asked a question from the crowd, and I had a bootleg RuPaul shirt made. And she looked at me on stage. She's like, "Look at this bootleg T-shirt." So then, when I went to DragCon, of course I had a new T-shirt. And she went up to me when I was in line, or I guess, and she's like, Red, you in these bootleg shirts. And I looked at her and I was like, the only thing about me is my boobs. And she cracked up. So I can say that I made RuPaul laugh. I have a picture of it and everything. Like, that's one of my faves.
Wow, that's such an awesome story to have and to know her, because she's huge.
Yeah, and the fact that she remembered you and your bootleg shirts.
Yeah.
I got 20 more since then. Yes.
I was hoping she'd send you some free merch or something.
So Gaggy, the last year at DragCon, someone who ran her merch, because I would go in there and drop, some coin on some fruit.
A lot.
She's, yep, you only knew. And she's like, hey, I have all this old Star Booty stuff. I'll mail it to you. And she did.
Oh.
So her assistant sent me some like old merch from like pre-Drag Race days.
Yeah.
So it was really nice. So
that is nice because a lot of times you don't hear great stories about celebrities.
Right.
A lot of times people are like, don't meet your heroes because they'll probably disappoint you. But that's pretty awesome though. Like, I feel like you actually made a connection with her and the fact that she remembers you.
It was nice. I think for me, I've always been like really curious about queer culture.
Yeah.
Because, when I was a child, I knew what the tea was. And I always thought that there wasn't others like me. Come to find out, there's a whole culture, different ways. And, we have elders, things of that nature. So, yeah.
We do. And I think that is something that is kind of lost on the gay youth.
Yeah.
I don't feel like we pay homage or, there's a deep history about those that came before us. Yeah. But yeah, let's talk about your project.
Well, first, I just wanted to know, what are some of the artists that maybe have influenced your musical styles? Because I went back and listened to some of your other music, and correct me if I'm wrong, I felt like some ballroom culture sounds in there. And I was like, yes, give me this life.
That was a whole era for me. So I did have a ballroom era in Florida back in the day. I was part of a house, but we was real bandsy like, and we didn't have much coin. We would never walk any category. We would just have our back against the walls and beat the girls. That's how I got my from ballroom. So back in the day, I've always had a sharp tongue and real witty. And before the ball, we were all outside cutting up. And this girl was just coming from some of my friends. And at the time, I had long red hair, and it was in like a updo ponytail situation. And I don't know what I said about this girl, but I read her in front of everyone. And then after everyone started cutting up, this beautiful giant woman comes from behind me, grabs my ponytail, looked at sis in the eye, and was like, "And bitch, you got red by red." And after that, everyone started calling me red. So I was like, okay.
And thus a star was born.
But yeah, I'm big on like reinventing yourself, and I did do a project called Hunt Music, which is all ballroom slash like 90s mixes of songs from my discography, because I wanted that to be like took the old stuff, we made it fiercer, and then now we're going into this new era of music that I've always really wanted. As far as influences, I'm heavily inspired by most female rappers. Missy Elliott, Latifah, Little Kim, Trina. Nowadays, I like we all love a Megan Thee Stallion. I like a Tierra Whack.
Oh,
We love Glorilla.
yes.
So just like I guess essentially how I look at queer culture, I look at that with hip hop now too. We have different ways of rapping, different topics they talk about, different flows. Usually some better than others.
That's true.
But yeah. But yeah, I would say if I had like top 5 influences, I'd say Missy, Latifah. I'm gonna throw some RuPaul in there for color. I'm gonna go with Evie Queen. And let's throw Tierra Whack in.
Okay. All right. I love Tierra Whack.
Yes.
I love Evie. Grew up on Evie Queen.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Also, I have stories for her. Both separate too. I'm a big old mother goose.
We'll have to do a separate episode for that.
Yes, definitely.
We'll be like, what's the tea?
So you talked a lot about your influences. And I too have gone back and listened to your older discography. And I see the ballroom influences. I see the influences from some of the girls that you named. So what was your inspiration for Rojito?
So Rojito's my nickname.
Okay.
It basically means like a term of endearment. In English, it translates as like, "Oh, that's my little red." Even though I'm 6'2", 250. I still I've always worked in restaurants starting my life. So folks in the kitchen instead of calling me Rojo, which is in Spanish, they would call me Rojito. And then I just kind of got a new name. It came around the time where like I shaved my head. I used to be very presenting. The older stuff. I used to have me some long red hair, no no beard. I'm talking to someone Spanish right now, and I'm trying to like re-up my Spanish. And lately, I've been calling words in English and Spanish. So if you see me randomly throw a Spanish word in there, it's fine. But yeah, like Rojito was, it was kind of like a way to reintroduce myself. Originally, I had put it out twice, 2 different EPs, 2 different years. But I didn't have like visual, what's what I'm looking for, inspiration to push the song, to maybe do a music video. So I took the songs down. I re-recorded them. I'm actually recording an album now, separate. Took a couple songs from there. I had some songs in the vault, and I kind of put a project together, and I ended up having an LP.
Nice.
So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I have always been curious about this. Like, what is that process like for you? Like putting together a project? Like, I know artists say they record like hundreds of songs, right? But like, how do you pick which ones go together? How do you make that a cohesive album? Like, what is that process like for you?
So I've always had like vision. I'm super militant. I'm very picky. I'm a big old Aries.
Me too.
Are you?
Yes.
Oh, and what are you?
Capricorn.
Oh. No, we love the horn. So I'm very, very picky with everything. So I'll usually envision a project name first,
Okay.
and then I'll think like a couple songs that I want to name. Then I'll go through the process of beat surfing, and then I'll go record and see if I like the first take. Then sometimes that song will inspire another one,
Mm.
and then um I usually have different lyrics on every project. You know, you have your just rapping song. You have your heartbreak song. You have your songs about knocking boots. You have your song about shaking ass. So an example of what I did on Rojito is track 6, Damage Control, is the song about like heartbreak. You know, I got out of a bad situation, and then when that song was over, time to throw ass.
Yeah.
So I had a song on there that I felt like create a track flow. Right? So that's what I'm trying to do, bring it together. With my other project, that too, you know, kind of visions to work on.
Okay.
Got it. Like one of my songs that I really like on your album is Reminiscent, because it gave me like that old school 90s vibe. You're thinking about a little bit of those things that impacted your childhood.
Mhm.
I was like, that's a fucking vibe for me. Not so I got that
Yeah.
one on repeat along with Sasson.
Oh Lord, the children love that song. So yeah, Reminiscence was I wanted to do a song that was hip hop because that's what I was obsessed with back then, you know. I besides Latifah, you know, I love the Roxanne Shante. I love the MC Light. You know, I love the old school Salt and Pepper. There's even a rapper. Her name was Miss Melody. She used to be on a song called Self Destruction, which was like this giant song about all these different rappers rapping. I live for her too. But I wanted to do like a 90s S, you know, just like a ode and a thank you to hip hop. I name drop a bunch of rappers in the song. So I always thought like paying homage, respect to your elders is super important.
Agree.
So, oh yes.
So with your current EP, you said you're working to potentially build another album, or you're recording another album. Are you
Yeah,
gonna?
so I always called Rojito a deluxe EP or a DK EP. Because it kind of turned into an LP. But I've been working. It's always been like my dream about an album. And sound wise, story wise, I have been working on an album aside. I have songs recorded for it, still a work in progress. But taking my time a little bit with it, just because I just put this one out. Like, let me work on some visuals for here, and then I'm kind of doing like some album stuff on the side. But like the project I'm working on next, that's the album.
Okay.
Got it. Now, is that going to differ from the sounds that you're
Yes,
doing now? Okay.
big time. I like songs where bitches rap. That's what I wanted to do. So it's a little, let's say, darker, for lack of a better term.
Okay.
You know, Missy Elliott has an album called The Real World. Was a jump from Super Duper Fly. It was a little less fun, more hip hop driven. And then Queen Latifah has an album called Black Rain. That's that's like that too. Like she changed her sound up. When she went on TV on Living Single, she still wanted to prove that she could rap. So I kind of like took inspiration from those two projects. So it's cute.
It's cute. I appreciate when artists do that because a lot of times people will want them to continue to do the same thing. And like I think one of the big things about being an artist is experimenting and trying new sounds and different takes on things. And that's why you're an artist. Like this is your craft. So I love when artists, you know, go from one project to doing something completely different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love a verse queen. We want to see someone do a little bit of everything.
Exactly.
You ain't gonna catch me singing no ballads. My damn one. But absolutely not. And that's what Rojito has. You know, it has the opening song, Sazon, is like a salsa hip hop bop. You know, and then we go to our Reminiscent, which is 90s throwback sound. And then I have a song called Milk and Honey, which is more of like a sexy record.
Yeah.
And then I have a song called Mother, which is me rapping, you know? So I think when artists do a little bit of everything, it shows their reach, you know, it kind of shows um when you're a listener, you're like, well, I may not like this song by this rapper, but I like this one more.
Right.
So, you know, we love all the options.
Diversity. We love it.
Diversity.
So you do have some features on there as well.
Mm-hmm.
I love when other artists help other up and coming artists, especially in the queer space. You know, we got each other. You got to get out here and show love to everyone. So I love that you do that.
Yeah, my best friend is featured on 2 songs. His name's Callie Royal. And we actually became friends over music. And then I have a singer on the song Milk and Honey. His name's Kenny Supreme. And I met him just online. I went to New York because I live in Rhode Island. I went to New York and we cut up quick and we understood how music works. I'm writing some stuff for their project. So yeah, you know, I love when you can like fuse 2 things that sounds dope. So and I like to hear how other artists work, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
I ain't changing, but I like to learn how other people work.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said, if you could collaborate with any artist, living, dead, money's no object, because they're gonna do you a favor, who would it be?
The people want me. My people want me to say, "Paul Elliott." Let me throw y'all a curve. You know who had? You know who was obsessed with as a child was her name was Melanie Thornton, singer in La Bouche.
Oh, okay.
Be My Lover, Dreams.
Yeah.
I always like. That was actually the first time I heard an acapella too. There was some. I had like a acapella in her voice, and I was like. So if there was someone living or dead, not for nothing, I think she would have been amazing. You know, someone international.
Love that.
Go with that.
Okay.
Give love to someone who needs it. You know,
Exactly.
let people know about dope artists.
So for people who might not have heard of you, know of your music, what's one thing you would want somebody to know that might be listening to us today that would encourage them to go check out your sound?
I've got Bob.
And he does.
I do. I'm involved in every aspect of my music, from writing, from even asking producers, stuff, the recording process, obviously, but I'm very super nitpicky. I put my foot in my music, you know, and that's how I think rappers, you know, honestly, song that does it may not be ready to come out now, alone, or release it. I think if someone could ask me that my music is realistic. I love mood because I coming to life moment with the music that a lot of the singles I put out, music videos, they were songs about heartbreak, and I don't know how, but that wasn't even the kind of music I want to make. Like I enjoy, you know, I can cuss.
Yes, you can.
Yes.
I enjoy those fuck men records. You men ain't shit. I hate him. He did me wrong. I love those records.
Same.
You know, hello. I was putting them out And I was like, okay, like this is cute, but this isn't even the music I want to make. I want to rap. So on Cunt Music, I did a song called "Pussy on Fire," which was a old. It's of course, if you heard it before, it's a very big compliment to give someone. It's like if someone was killing it back in the day in ballroom, my God, your pussy's on fire, you're killing it. Like we would live, or they would say your pussy stinks. That was old terminology back then. And that was the first time like I put out a visual of and a single. I wanted to be just you know. That was that song. I wanted some wet sauces. Um, and it's true. Like the song's got songs about me not liking rap songs. They're dry. They're not very creative. um, it's gotten better though. When I first came out, every gay rapper wanted to be Trina or Nicki Minaj. We've come a long way.
Yeah.
But yeah, a few years ago, maybe a little bit pre-Rona, I was like, I want to put out like bop bops. I just want to put out songs with rapping, upbeat, and I just want to have fun.
I like that. I also like that, even though those hate men and dark songs weren't what you wanted to do, I feel like you were pulling from life experience, and sometimes that is the stuff that makes you, right? It is the stuff that propels you, and like if you can make a banger song out of it, why not?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, sorry, did I jump
go
on another
ahead.
question? I was just curious. I know the music industry you hear is like cutthroat. It's hard to break through.
Yeah.
What are some of the lessons you've learned throughout your creative process and journey that you've been through in the music industry?
Maybe take some. I wish I would have took advice from some of my friends who did music a lot earlier. As far as like legality, as far as different ways to perform rap. I think as queer people, sometimes we have an era, for lack of a better term, where it's all about like me, you know. And I was very much in the wrong era when I was doing that. So I wasn't listening to people. People saying, "Hey, you better own these beats. Hey, you better be copyrighted." You know, um, I wish maybe when I was younger I would have listened to that because I could have used money and my smarts a little better.
Yeah.
But now later on, I know now I could just get a song remix or re-record a whole song. You know, but that's probably something I wish I would have told myself when I was a youngin'. Definitely that.
Okay. Do you have any? Is it a goal of yours, or is it an aspiration of yours to be like signed to a major label, or would you? Okay.
I only want to be famous.
Got it.
I only want to rep our community hard. I want to be able to go to the bodega and buy some pan dulce without the paparazzi following me. I am, as I approach my mid-30s, I'm realizing how much more I appreciate the introvert side of me.
Okay.
I think it's Trixie Mattel. Said something like, "I wish I was on an island somewhere in a cabin, making music, sending it out." And I'm like, "Sis, same."
Same.
I would. I appreciate the aspect of putting out visuals more versus performing. I think I have a performing era, but I'm still like reintroducing myself and singles, what have you. But yeah, I don't know if I'd ever want to be signed to a major label. I have some independent friends who are on a label that are asking this much and want this much.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, don't get me wrong, it would be nice. I would love to.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say it's an aspiration. You know, I'm not trying to be a little Nas X, Saucy Santana. I'd rather be like someone who's a little more on like the independent side.
Yeah.
Not to say my music isn't for everybody, because it is. But specifically, maybe to that core, I think that maybe a major label may not be for me unless it's right.
Right. And then you also have like more freedom, more control over you, over your image, over your music, what you say, what you do, how you present yourself. Yeah.
Imagine a label wants to do a video for Sasson and they got me in a trap and that's their visual and they got me cooking and then y'all want to throw Bia on my song or somebody.
Right.
We ain't doing that. Now, if that's pop, I could understand a different perspective because you're marketing pop, something that's popular. But not rap.
Not at all.
Can you imagine me in the trap?
This is a silly song. What's your go-to karaoke song?
Oh, you don't want to hear these? Yeah, no, you don't. My let's see, my karaoke. Probably "Ain't Nobody" by Chaka Khan.
Okay.
All right.
I love Chaka Khan.
Ain't nobody.
Whoa, whoa. Fun fact: if y'all see, this is knowing music. I'm a music y'all. Like even today when I was getting ready, I was listening to some like old school Aretha Franklin in the bathtub.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking old school. Like this wasn't singing on a mic. She had one of them giant horns that she was singing to. That's what I want. Give me that fantasy. But anyway, if for those who like the "Ain't Nobody" by Chaka Khan, Kelly Price did a phenomenal cover. It was for the Bringing Down the House soundtrack.
Yes.
And it's so good. There's so much music that isn't on streaming services that's slept on. It's such a fabulous cover. So
Yes, I do remember that cover, and it is amazing. Kelly Price is amazing, period.
we agree. I do have to say, if I'm being messy, I appreciate a heavy Kelly.
Oh, I hear you.
Because a heavy Kelly brought you a special kind of fuck these men bop. Like I felt like I was her back when. You know, not to say the sis isn't fierce now,
Right.
but you appreciate where you come from.
Exactly. As We Lay, I played that song on repeat.
But that's too slow for me. I want to hear You Should Have Told Me. I want to
Another
hear
good one.
their underrated Kelly Price bop. She has a song with Brat and Jermaine Dupri. It's like a remix. It's called Secret Love. The video is the most 90s thing you will ever see. It is exquisite.
Love me some Kelly Price.
Oh, yes.
Anyway, what for you is the most rewarding part about being an artist, or what gives you the most fulfillment?
The best part of fulfillment would be if I open up Grindr and someone with no face picture, no stats, will message me saying, "I just want to tell you, Saxophone is amazing. I love your song, Pussy on Fire." I say thank you. This is the project I have out now. I never have to see them or know what they look like ever again. So the fact I could walk to my neighborhood bodega, that very said person could walk right past me. I know I did that shit.
I love that.
Sorry.
I love this. Well, we do have a game we want to play with you, but before we do,
Okay.
tell our listeners where they can find you. Tell them a little bit. I know we've talked about your LP a little bit, but tell people where to find it, why they should listen to it.
Okay. So on all social media handles, my name is Red Martinez with 4 Z's. You know, Red Martinez. If you just open up Mid Spotify or Lady Apple Music, hell LimeWire if you have it, and you type in some Red Martinez, you will see a collection of bops giving you hip hop, giving you ballroom, giving you 2000, giving you some pure loving music. It's very clever.
Yes, it'll definitely put you in a good mood. Your music will get
Yes,
people in a
that's
good
the
mood.
goal.
I
We
was
don't want no miserable
listening.
bitches around here.
No.
I was rotating you hard on Wednesday after the the election. I'm like, I need some excitement. So just block out the negativity right now.
I know that's right.
So the game's a little silly. It's based on Spotify's global top 20 artists as of this month. We're
Okay.
gonna say you're gonna say they're either Sizzle, they Fizzle, or I don't know them.
Okay, heard.
I don't know her.
Taylor Swift.
Fizzle. Side note, I will say that whoever's doing some dance remixes of her songs is killer. But that's not my kind of music. So that's Fizzle for me.
It's Fizzle for us here too.
No.
Bad Bunny.
I feel like I'm obligated to say this. Fun story. When I did the photo shoot for my project, Delicious, the photographer was like, this is when Bad Bunny was bald. The photographer was like, it's giving like Bad Bunny's gay cousin, like Evil Rabbit. And I was like, that's fun.
Yeah.
Is my new album about to be Evil Rabbit? And he better not sue me because you know he was gay baiting at the time. Don't make me be up on TV now.
Listen, we know of a drag queen in the UK whose name is Sad Bunny, who does.
You better stop it right now.
Nope. Sad Bunny.
Sad Bunny?
Yeah.
Do she do ballads?
She does Bad Bunny songs.
Yeah.
That's
as Sad Bunny?
As Sad Bunny.
All right. This better get sued before me. What?
Yeah.
Okay. We live. If y'all see her, you tag her in the comments because I need to look at her shit.
Apparently, she doesn't have an Instagram yet.
She better not look like Bad Bunny in the Yo Pero Sola video either.
Oh. I said if I ever did drag, that's the video I would take inspiration from.
No, Diego. No. There's other videos. There's other songs.
I'll call you for help.
All right, thank you.
What about The Weeknd?
Sizzle. I love his new video.
What's his latest single? I forgot his latest single. It's with Anita.
It's Sao Paulo.
Sao Paulo.
It's with Anita. The video is everything.
I need to go. I've only heard the single, and I think the single is like fire.
The video just is fabulous.
Oh, I gotta listen to watch it.
Drake.
Let's go with I don't know.
I think that is a great answer, actually. Drake actually put out a single a few weeks ago, and no one has paid attention.
I did not.
No one
I
has
feel like-
mentioned it.
I feel like he got too popular
Mm-hmm.
after a long time. Because then after the beats and everything,
Yeah.
like, and honestly, like, I don't listen to a crazy amount of male rappers. I appreciate Drake for what he was back when, but I don't know how. I don't know what to talk about.
Peso Pluma.
I don't know how. Now,
I don't
I like
either.
Spanish. Don't get me wrong. I like some Spanish trap, but I think I've only seen that name on a song with maybe Becky something. I don't know how to talk about.
Same. I tried to listen to the album. I just could not get into it for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Feed.
What do you say? You say feed?
Yeah.
That's not real. That's real?
It
Yes.
is. He's an up and coming. I don't know if up and I think he's reached pretty good status now. He's a reggaeton artist. He was featured on. No, he was featured on one of Bad Bunny's songs off his last album.
Feed?
Yeah.
Feed.
FEID.
I don't know her.
I'm gonna send you the song on Instagram.
Please do, because it could be a Bob. DK.
You know, what I think about him is he's good, but his sound is starting to sound very
Everybody
familiar.
Generic?
Yeah. It's like every new song, it's like, oh, I know he's on this song because I know the sound.
See, there's an old drag saying that it's cute for a taste, but not for a swallow.
Oh.
And I think some artists get stuck in that sound for a minute. You know, right now Ice Spice is giving me that, where it's like you did a couple of the New Jersey bops, switched it up, then you went right back to the old stuff. Redundant, you know. But I think essentially, I think if you change it a smidge while keeping that sound, but I don't know.
What's mine?
Yeah.
Travis Scott.
That's Rihanna Baby Daddy or no? No, that's
no.
You don't know her?
That's on one of the Kardashians' baby's daddy.
Oh, I know so much about the Kardashians. I am a Caitlyn fan. Imagine such a thing.
I was gonna say.
Once a year, you see T.S. Madison drag the shit out of Caitlyn Jenner, and that's how you know the year reset. No, I don't
know her.
It was my go. Your go.
I just said
Sizzle. Sizzle.
Sizzle is the Fizzle.
Sizzle's a Fizzle.
Carol G.
Fizzle. I feel like. Okay, so she used to date Anuel. I think that's his name. And he beefed with Beauty Queen.
Ooh.
So by association, you're dead to me. But also, like, I feel like it's giving, like, I feel like her time's gonna be done.
I feel like it's been done.
Yeah.
The shape.
Which it's again very generic sound.
Exactly, you know.
I feel like sometimes trying to be something they're not. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
Last one.
Lana Del Rey.
Oh. I have a friend that lives for Lana Del Rey so hard. And is like a giant. I think they were even her for Halloween.
Oh, wow.
But that's not me. So I'm gonna say Fizzle. No, Fizzle.
Oh.
I like myself too much to listen along though, right?
And bonus one.
Oh.
Missy Elliott.
Oh, I think I'm dying of heat stroke.
It's so hot.
Listen, Missy is like no other. When you walk in my house, the first thing you see is like gigantic portrait of Missy Elliott. Missy is everything to me. That is, if I have an inspiration in life, it's for her. From the artist side, from behind the scenes. And then no bullshit, but when you see Sis's interview, she's pleasant as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And we just love to see a kind, humble queen.
We do.
So I would say Missy's giving heat stroke. She's really, really hot.
Okay. We went to her show over the summer. Amazing time. Like from the time we got there, from Timberland on down the line till we got to Missy, like such a good time. Such a good time.
I unlocked a new level of queen that was inside me when I got that concert. I saw that concert because she did songs I didn't think she did. I tried to not see the
track list.
set list.
The set list, yeah. I did the same.
Oh my god! I'm still paying for those tickets. You know, I was on the floor. I was not missing my queen. Oh, and I loved it. I think my favorite part was when I think she was doing. It was a mix between Superfly and She's a Bitch, and she had this giant black cape.
Yeah.
And the wind was just blowing. She's like walking through the wind, rapping, and I'm like, this needs to be me.
Amazing show. I didn't sit down the whole time. I was just like, I didn't know how much I needed that concert in my life.
Oh my god! And for it to be the first time that she went on tour, and honestly, Missy's first album was the first album that I've ever purchased with my own money when I was a kid, and I was like, this woman. I have all of her albums. I've listened to everything. I love the little hidden gems that people don't know on some of the albums because some of them are like the best of the best. And we love her singles, but she has some really good hidden gems.
She really do. So I'm a psycho with making playlists for myself on Spotify, and I have probably maybe 9 Missy Elliott playlists. Because I'm like, okay, I got Missy's hits, Missy's hidden gems. These are just Missy's beats. Missy rapping, Missy singing, Missy wrote beats. Listen, so she's definitely underrated. Definitely that's the kind of artist I want to be.
Yeah.
I want every song to be a bop.
Yeah.
Hey, love is given.
I loved it. It was so much fun. I grew to appreciate actually Sierra a lot too in that show because I was like, okay, she can really perform out here.
Yeah,
she could. We love a Sierra. I was mad at Busta Rhymes though.
Why?
Because I love Busta. He didn't do none of my favorites. And mind you, he did Pass the Cavassier for 14 seconds.
You're right.
He said, don't this shit make my people want to jump. One jump. There's 4 in the song. I was mid-jump in the air, and he's saying, put your hands where I can. And I'm like, I wasn't done Pass the Cavassier. What is that? I want to hear you look at me first.
Right.
Do break your neck. I was so disappointed. I love her.
But then the queen came out and she made it all right.
She did.
I live for her. It was everything.
Even the staging of that show was pretty phenomenal.
Yeah. The whole...
When she went back into space?
Yes.
Yeah.
Take me with you.
That was so well done.
I want to go to planet.
I can't.
We're about to have.
No, please take me with
Take
you.
me with you.
I don't want to be.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, this has been so much fun. Thank you so much for coming on our show and, telling everyone about you. Hopefully all you guys will go out and stream him, find him on social, follow him, and be ready to pick up his next project. But while you're doing that, listen to Rojito. Oh, and some of his older jams. Because they're all
Old
bops.
games, baby.
Yes.
Like I I wouldn't survive in ballroom, but hearing your music, I'm just like over here, hands. And I'm like, nobody watch what I'm doing, but it just makes you move. You can't just sit and not listen, or you can't just sit still listening to your music.
Yeah.
You just want to do some kind of shimmy.
Also, so where were you in Florida when you were doing ballroom?
It was Miami.
Okay.
And a little bit of Tampa.
Okay, cool.
So it was mainly Miami though, but like every once in a while, you'll sneak away to Tampa.
Okay.
But that was an era. Long hair red was an era.
Will she make a return ever?
The fuck not. Miss Thang is actually, I have old me, but I have old me tattooed on me.
Ah.
Above Jennifer and Lava.
Okay.
But yes, and I wanted to get it like anime style because I'm like a huge Pokemon fan.
Okay.
So I wanted it to be like in that style, but I got me tattooed on me just to kind of remind myself, like when I see this little bitch, kind of like remember where I came from.
Right.
Because you couldn't tell that red nothing. I had the hoop earrings. I had the long black acrylic nails. I didn't have a hair on my body. Swore she was funky.
Nope. He's like, I don't give a fuck.
Never that.
What's your favorite Evie Queen song?
Oh, don't do that to me. My favorite Evie Queen ever?
Maybe you can name top 3.
Can't even.
I could do top 3. Menor que yo.
Yes.
That's my favorite Evie Queen song, especially because in the music video, driving, and then at the end you see like some old lady looking at the guy like.
Yep.
She has a song, it's underrated pop. It's called Malvada. Like I feel like when I listen to it, like Brujeria is entering my soul. And like I feel like unstoppable when it's playing. And if I have another Evie Queen song, that's my favorite. Probably Que Llore. I lost my voice 2 times seeing her live screaming that song. So I feel like it gets honorable mention. I was like, Que Llore.
I've never gotten to see her live.
Okay, so the first time, she grabbed my hand and I touched her.
Ooh, those are sacred.
And yes, it's funny because when I went home and told my mom, she was like, "Why do you want to touch them things?" But she blew me a kiss. It was great. And then the second time, this is the last story I have. I promise. The second time, the club by myself, and she performed, and she used to post me on her story, lip syncing her songs, everything. She even sent me a voice note once. It was really great. So she was in the crowd, recognized me too, and I went to her with like a marker, and I was like, sign my arm. I want food. She was like, okay, and then she gave me a big hug in front of everyone. And I asked her if I could take a picture with her. When I got my phone, these 2 lovely women jumped the stage, and her security guard picked her up so quick. What the fuck she's paying him? The check's clearing. And I was so mad that I didn't get a picture with her. I was livid. And then I went outside and she sent me a voice note on Instagram. And then I went outside and this guy went up to me like, "Hey yo, I'm Evie my cousin who cut tonight back in the house. I said, if you don't get around here, I'm getting a voice note. Y'all do anything out here.
He
Not
tried
trying
it.
to pick me up in my moment.
He tried it.
I was told you got a lot of.
Oh Lord.
Well, thank you so much again for coming on today. We hope everyone will go out there and listen to your music and stick around for that album when it comes out, because we're all going to be shaking our ass. Yes, absolutely.